setting the tone. You're literally, oh, why is my Zoom telling me recording in progress? Oh, Kenzie did it. Okay. It was like, thank you for that. It was like recording in progress. It said it out loud. Okay. That was weird. I forgot to do that. So thank you, Kenzie. But it's for real. Like I told him, I'm like, bro, don't move in fear now. Just because you did something big, bold, and bodacious, like don't move in fear. Operate in faith. I know it's easy to think about the what ifs, and now you're like, okay, now I have to do this. My armpits are sweating. I'm irritated. This better work. It doesn't work. Even if it does work, it won't be such a beautiful process because you're doing it in such like fear momentum instead of faith momentum. And so I love seeing the answers, but now Kenzie, if you would, so I can go check on Eric real quick. He's having a weird night. Someone said, how do you turn your fears into faith? So Kenzie, talk about whatever you want to for a second. I'm gonna go check on him, but even maybe answer that and I'll be right back.
Hey guys. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I literally have 9 different pages laid out in front of my bed right now because I'm just one of those people that I do like to take notes, but my notes look like this, like scribbled here on this piece of paper, scribbled here on this piece of paper. And so when I take little nuggets from other trainings, other leaders, other podcasts, other whatever, I'll literally like just compile them together and they go in like this little part of my binder and it's just like blah. Okay. And so I had some things that I wanted to talk about and I'm like, I'm gonna talk about this, and it's all over. Okay. But I can tell you all the things that Kim started saying are on this little tiny wrinkled paper that has like water spill all over it and everything. And it's so funny that she started that because you guys, I'm going to get to this question in just a minute. I don't know where. Oh, Faith asked, how do you turn your fears into faith? I will get there. So bear with me. I will get there and kind of like talk about that. Because one of the things that I have learned, you guys, let me back up. Obviously, Kim said, double diamond. I've been in the business. Next month is going to be my 8th year. Okay. And I've just experienced a lot of like life throughout the business and a lot of life throughout my goals and stuff like that. And also one of our uplines, I don't even know if some of you guys even know that she's our upline. Her name's Courtney King. She made it all the way to ambassador in the business. And then she's kind of like focused her thing into teaching like manifestation courses and like all this crazy stuff. Okay, you guys, she taught me and Kim as well a ton about faith, a ton about conquering your fears, like personal development. She's literally the person who introduced me and like pushed me into literally just pouring into myself. And you guys, like at the end of the day, we're all here because we want to change our lives, most likely financially because of, and use the business as a vehicle to get there, right? We're all here gathered on this Zoom, right? Passcode Keto Coffee on Kim's meeting ID because we want some sort of financial goal, right? But at the end of the day, I'm telling you, the more that you pour into yourself, it doesn't matter whether It Works was around or not. That's the higher that you will get. The higher that you will get in your parenthood, the higher that you will get in your relationship, whether it's a marriage or you with your parents, or you with your kids, or you with your friends, your coworkers, your business partners, the people that you are trying to lead in this business. It does not matter. It's literally, we tell you guys this all the time. You guys tell your team this, and like you hear it from other leaders, like pour into you. This is a personal development plan. And that is no way, shape, or form like exaggeration. That it's in no way, shape, or form is that an exaggeration. It is legit. So I'm telling you, take the time to pour into yourself. And a lot of times, a big chunk of that is conquering fear, right? Because most of us don't get started with the business because of what? Fear. Most of us don't go out on the limb and start something new because of fear, right? Or you don't ask certain questions because of fear, right? You don't put something up in a post because of fear. You don't go live because of fear, right? You don't go and ask that person or offer them something, whether it's a product or the business, because of fear, whether it's a big fear or it's a little fear. But so much stops us revolving around fear. And we give fear so much power. We give it too much power, right? And I'm not coming at you guys like saying like, oh, like hair flip, I've conquered it, y'all. Like, because if I have, I would be Black Diamond by now, right? clearly I am not there yet. However, it's like a constant progress. And let me tell you guys, I'm way farther along. I wouldn't even be able to recognize the person that I was 8 years ago. Holla freaking Luya. There's no way that I would even be talking on a dang Zoom, let alone trying to tell somebody that personal development is a good thing and da 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 da. I'd be like, oh my God, that sounds so stupid. Like, that's how I was. Okay. And so, but what I want you to know that the same power that we give fear, we can give it to faith. The equal amount of force, the equal amount of energy, all of that, you can put it into faith instead. We can literally make a choice in every stinking moment to say, I'm not putting the energy into fear. I'm not putting it into the belief of the fear. I'm going to put it into the belief of faith. We literally have a choice to do that. And that in itself right there is so powerful. I want you guys to marinate in that for just a second. I want you guys to literally hear that. All the power and energy that you put into your fear that is holding you back from whatever it is, whether it's pushing you forward towards that your goal that you have, that you dropped in the chat, or it's holding you back from something very simple. Okay? Either way, you literally have the ability to put that, grab a hold of that power and that energy that you're letting go to the fear side and put it into the faith side. I don't care what you believe in, you know, earth, angels, God, a different God. I don't care. Like, you literally have the power to put it into that faith. Okay. And because neither one of them we can see, right? We can't see the fear. Like, what is this? It's fear. It's like these little, like, what is it? Like, can you grab it? Can you touch it? Can you hold it? No. Same thing with faith. So why not put that energy into something that is going to move you forward, that is going to bring so much life to you, to your family, to your goals, to your business, right? Sue says, I don't have fear, I have frustration. Girl, let me tell you, I have frustration too, okay? But so what I want to say, you guys, is that hold on one second. I told my team, you guys, my team have heard me say a couple of these things a few times, and you know what, that's okay. And sometimes when we're thinking about, like, what do we even say on these Zooms, right? Like, what do we want to even say? What do you want to say when you're working through something yourself? And you know what, we share the things. And so that's why I'm really glad that Kim decided to share what we had in our conversation earlier today, this afternoon, when she was talking about it. And she was like, Kenzie, when you were talking to me about that, I literally had a freaking aha, and I couldn't believe that this is how I've been working my business the last little bit, is out of fear. And I just want no more of it. And I had a couple like personal realizations too. I always have them a lot, but like, even, you know, I want you to think about something that you have a fear of. Okay. Something that might be holding you back, big, small, but we're going to talk about your actual goals. Okay. We're going to talk about that thing that you just dropped in the chat tonight. And you're like, this is where I want to be by the end of the year. Okay. And now you can think about all the timelines that are going to add up, all the little smaller goals, the compound effect goals that are going to all add up by the time you get to that big goal, right? Whether that big goal is going to happen in October, December, September, whatever, but there's all those little goals, right? So, but generally, you guys, it's probably the same fear that might scare you about all the way to the big goal might be the same thing that's holding you back from doing completing and achieving all the little goals that are going to take you to where you want to be, right? I can use the example of like going live. Okay. Going live isn't a make it or break it for your business, right? It isn't. There's lots of top leaders that don't even go live because it's just not their thing and they don't want to do it or whatever. Okay. You can go ambassador without going live. However, what if you did do it though? What if you did do that? What if you took that fear away and just did it anyway, right? It's not really, you know, and somebody actually said, they were like, you know what, your fears kind of technically don't really go away, right? They don't. I wish I could tell you that, because this will kind of answer your question, Faith, that says, you know, how do you turn your fears into faith? Well, we technically, that's hard. I'm just gonna be honest, you guys, like, it's hard. Okay. And technically, your fear is never really going to be completely gone. It's just, what are you choosing to give that greater power? What are you choosing to give that energy to? It comes back to that decision of what I said a minute ago, right? Like, we can either choose to put it into fear or we can choose to put it into faith, right? That's what's in our control. That's what's in our control. And so I want you to, again, marinate that. You're going to have to, like Sue just said, like, do it afraid. You're going to have to do it afraid. But here's the thing, like, hold on one second. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Sometimes we feel like, well, okay, before I start on this second little part, I want you guys to put in the chat what you think one of your fears are. I want you to think about what, maybe you guys already know what they are, and you're like, gosh, like, I know that this is what's holding me back. Put it in the chat. Or maybe you're like, I don't know, maybe it's a few of them, maybe it's a bunch of them that are holding you back. Or maybe you're wondering like, oh, I wonder if this might be something that's holding me back. Okay. Sometimes, you guys, a lot of it is like, sometimes the frustration, Sue, and sometimes like this is like when we're sitting here and we're like getting frustrated. Sometimes that could be like, I'm not 100%, but this is like my take on it. But sometimes it could be like a subconscious fear of something, right? Sometimes it could be like a subconscious fear of something. Like, maybe I'm just like afraid to like do a different step or go all in, and just the fear of like, I'm doing this and it's not going to happen. That might be a little bit of doubt. That might be a little bit of fear, right? A fear of future failing, right? Like, and it puts you in the middle part where it's like frustrating. I don't know if that even made sense. Okay, failure. No, and failure, self-doubt, losing my rank, not hitting Ruby, and being able to move out, go. Oh my gosh, I can't read tonight. Not hitting Ruby and not being able to move out of my parents. I think that's what you meant to say. Self-doubt, rejection, what's really cool, that's not cool, is that most of you can probably relate to all of these, right? Mean girls. Oh yes, girl, I've had my share of mean girls. Okay. And I can't stand it. Self-doubt, self-sabotage. And when I get in a funk and life just hits me hard all at once and I stop doing what I'm supposed to do, what would actually help me, and that's been happening a lot lately. Whoo, girl, I can feel all of that, especially this last one. Okay. Like, I can like personally, like straight to my core, right in my guts, ask Kim, just relate to that. Okay. Kim, you're good. You're good. Hopefully all was well with little E. So anyways, Kim, we were just talking about like fears, and I just went on a rant too of like extending about like fears and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you guys, like something that I was talking to Kim about today is I said, we were basically talking like, oh my gosh, we're working out of fear. Like, this is stupid. Like, I'm sitting here, like, I'm literally going through a scenario in my head over and over, right? And then I'm like talking to Kim about all the different scenarios. And what the scenarios are all doubt and all fear of what I was like. They're like literally weighing me down and stressing me out. Like, if I don't hit my goal, like, I'm so sick of this. This is affecting me. This is keeping me from hitting my goal. This person, that person, like, not business wise. I'm talking about like life things. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so frustrated. And it's like literally hit after hit after hit after hit, right? And I'm so annoyed. And have any of you guys ever felt like, oh my gosh, like shit hits the fan constantly? Like, if that is to happen, of course that would happen to me, right? Of course, that's my life. Like, oh my gosh, like, have people told you like you should have your own reality TV show, like the SHIT that happens in your life? It's ridiculous. And oh my gosh, and oh my gosh, and oh my gosh, right? I finally had this rationalization with myself a while ago. And then I was talking to Kim about it today, and I was like, you know what? I am so sick of like living in this chaos to where other people who might not live in this chaos, they would be like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, that's totally understandable if you wanted to like go and take a break and not do the things that you need to, like they like kind of like swaddle you a little bit. It's like how Jade talks about like her sitting down and talking to her grandma, and her grandma's like, oh, come on, make you a little sandwich and you don't worry about nothing for today and you just come over and like baby you a little bit, right? No, like I'm not with that anymore. Like I don't want that. Like you might think like you're like, obviously always somebody has it worse than us, always. That's always going to be a thing. Someone else out there is dealing with something way more crazier, way more worse, way more hurtful, way more pain, right? Obviously. But sometimes it's like, man, we can get so caught up in our chaos, and it feels like all of our excuses and all of our things that is holding us back, nobody else is dealing with as much as we are. Like, oh my gosh. And they might not. The people that you're surrounding yourself around might not have such a heavy load that you have right now. They might not. But are you going to choose to let that stop you, to have all of those scenarios, all of those people, all of other people's energy, all of other people's crap, all the things that you're stuck in having to deal with right now, whether it is your fault or not? Are you going to choose to allow that to continue to stir the dust, stir the shit pot of your fear, and you put your energy into that? Or are you going to choose faith and run in that direction instead? Right? Run in that direction instead, because that is going to feel so much better than you running in this fear energy. You trying to hold on to a fear energy bucket, that's going to be heavier. If you're trying, picture you like trying to, I'm like running with this analogy that I'm just thinking of on the fly, so don't judge me. But like picture yourself, you literally get to choose, you have to run. You have to run from A to B, right? You have to run this race, okay? And you either get to hold a bucket full of fear to motivate you, or you get to hold a bucket full of faith, okay? And the bucket full of fear is freaking heavy. It is heavy. It is yucky. It stinks. There's something in it that's constantly moving, and it's jolting your body everywhere. It's taking your focus from looking straight ahead to where you're going and like pulling you back this way, and it's dragging you. You're having to drag it. It is so heavy. You're literally, it's tripping you. Like it's literally overflowing and like stuff is bubbling out and you're slipping on it. Like all of this stuff, right? Or you can hold the bucket of faith that's literally so light, and it is literally like, it's almost like pulling you forward. It's literally like almost like you're like holding on to it and you're like, oh shoot. And it's like pulling you, and you're like, your hair is like blowing back in the wind, and you're like, oh my gosh, you have a smile on your face. You're excited. All you can see is where you're going. You're going forward, and you're just like, oh my, like, and it feels good. It feels light. It feels amazing. It feels confident, right? That's how we want to run our race. We want, you might still have to hold on to the bucket a little bit, right? Of fear. It might still be there, but you choosing to like focus your energy into holding the faith bucket, that's what's really going to take you where you want to go. That's where God is going to meet you at. That's where the energy is going to flow to. That's where other people are going to be attracted to seeing you. Like, if you had to watch somebody pull a bucket, which would be more exciting to watch? Someone trying to drag this yucky, icky bucket, or somebody that's getting like literally like just on a mission to where they're going, and they're excited and they're smiling and they're happy and they're going, right? They're knocking out goals left and right and they're going. We would rather watch that. So that's what's going to attract all of the things, you know, that you're going to need along the way. You're going to need leadership qualities eventually that you don't have now. And so you putting the energy into that faith bucket, that's what's going to bring those people that are going to help you develop those leadership qualities that you need right now. If you don't have a certain leadership quality right now, don't worry about it. Keep going. That's what's going to, you know, bring the confidence that you need for, you know, dealing with some other situation or whatever. Like, that's what's going to like literally just going to attract all the things that you want. So like I said, they both hold the same amount of power. It's just a matter of which one you're choosing to allow an impact over you, is what it is. So, with all the balloons. Yeah. So, okay. Like up. Yes, exactly. Like up. Yes. With all, oh, I was like, the balloons. I don't know what you're talking about, but that's what it is, you guys. Like, it's literally, and some of us are like so scared because again, Kim, this is what I said earlier. I'm like, literally, like, our fear is like, it's like, shoot, I just had it and then I just lost it. I don't remember because I started thinking about up again and I just lost it. But anyways, some of us are like afraid of pushing forward to our goal. Clearly, right? We all have fears. We all posted them in the chat, right? We're afraid of pushing it to our goal because we're either afraid that once we get there, we won't be enough. Once we get there, we won't be enough, or we're either not enough right now. Right? Like we're either typically that's a big fear that people have, especially pushing to bigger ranks, ruby, emerald, diamond, double, triple, presidential. We're like, oh my gosh, like I'm afraid that once I get there, I will lose it because if you're afraid that once you get there that you're going to lose it, you're afraid that you're not going to be enough. That's my take on it. That's how I felt for a long time. And then I have some people that are like, well, I'm afraid to actually like push for it because I'm afraid that I'm not enough. Like I don't have enough to get there. But at the end of the day, like we are enough, you guys. We are enough. And like I said, with the whole like faith bucket, is that on the journey, we're going to become more of what we need. We are going to become more of who we need to be along the way, right? Like we don't get born and all of a sudden 3 days later, we're a 32-year-old with a master's degree and we're on our way to like becoming a doctor. Like, what? No, we become that person along the way, right? We're not born and 3 days later, all of a sudden we're a mom with 7 kids that knows how to like completely reorganize the kitchen and cook 7-course meals every day of the week. No. I mean, I don't even know anybody who does that, but like, you know, like that person would become that person. Okay. And this is a quote. I don't even remember who said it. I know it was a leader in the business and my notes are really scribbled. So hopefully I say it right. But she said, if you do what you can with what you have, then God won't leave you right where you are. He will increase what you have. So if we do what we can with what we have, meaning, if we post a post right now, if we get in touch with our team that we have now and pour into the team that we have now, and we go out there and we interact with the network that we have now, and we go and we look for more, we utilize the tools that we have now to grow our network now, right? You're going to literally just do what you can with what you have in every aspect with what we have now, and he won't leave us here. He's not going to be like, oh, okay, you used that's why. Let me take it to a very simple one. So like when we tell somebody like it doesn't matter the size of your network when you join the business, right? Literally doesn't matter the size of your network when you join the business, right? If that were the case, then he would be like, okay, Kenzie, you have 162 Facebook friends. I need you to join at Works and ask 162 of your Facebook friends. And once you get done with that, all right, you're okay. And that's the max that you get. That is the max that you get. So hopefully all 162 of them, or whatever I said, either sign up to be a customer or a distributor and you're capped. There you go. No, no, right? We show people if you go through your network, then you will get more. And that's how it is. And you can apply that to a fear that you have. You can apply that to a skill that you think you're lacking. You can apply that to, you know, the business. You can apply that to your mentality over money. You can apply that to like so many other things. Kim, I don't know if you have anything to say right now, and I've been just kind of like ranting. So, if you kind of have something that you want to chime in from there.
Yeah. First of all, thank you for taking over. You guys, Eric has been going through some stuff. I was just telling her today on Voxer, like, I don't know what it is, but I think that boy might need counseling. I think he's completely over school and the mess, and I think it's just making him an anxious hot mess. So anyway, he's just having a hard night. So thank you for taking over for a minute. I was like, thank God she's on here. But I did want to kind of, right, Emily, gosh, maybe, is it a full moon tonight? Oh my gosh, is that, oh, you said no, okay, I'm like, is that it? It's been, he's been a different kid lately, and I don't know, like, it's one of those mom moments where I'm like, I don't know what to do about it. So I just hug him a lot. But anyway, I did want to say, like, I need y'all to get the vision. That might be why then, Emily. But I want you guys to get the vision and start casting it. I love that she had y'all put like, okay, what kind of fears do you have though? Because it used to be really hard for me to talk about, like, I am such an optimistic, like positive ass person that it used to be so much harder for me to be like, hey, this is what's happening in coming and dealing with it. I used to just be like, it's fine, everything's fine, just hustle through, just hustle through, just hustle through. No. And now I'm actually more comfortable with saying, you know what, Kenzie, I realize that I'm working out of fear, on accident, on accident. It is so out of my like norm to be like, to growing up the way that I did has left me with a lot. Like, people used to say to my mom, you should be on a show. It's funny that Kenzie said that. They used to be like, why are you not on TLC with all the stuff you've gone through and are going through and have been through? Like, and I was like, right? My mom would be a star candidate for a TLC star, just prime. Everyone would tune in. It would be the best show in the world because it'd be full of just dramatic ass situations. I grew up literally always looking at the bad, knowing that the worst possible outcome was going to happen to our family. Dirt poor, we've never done family trips, we never went on vacation, nothing. So it's still subconsciously, even though that's where we have to praise ourselves for doing what we already have. I forget sometimes how far I've come. Like, I have come so far. I'm only 29. I'm doing stuff I never ever imagined, mentally, financially, physically. I'm breaking literal curses, like generational curses. Like, I actually am. And it is not an easy job. It's not an easy job. And sometimes, and I have to catch myself because I'm the one doing it. So I catch myself going, man, I didn't go see when Lucy and Eric are growing up, they're gonna go based off of me. And they're going to be breaking some things that I've maybe, but nothing compared to what I had to go through growing up. So it's a tough job. It's a tough job. So I have to sometimes stop, pause, and just realize how far I've come, because almost like all of my siblings, I mean, so many of my siblings struggle with addiction. I don't. I choose not to. I choose not to drink. I choose not to do drugs. I choose that alone. I was not a young mom. I mean, I don't think I was 21, I was 22. And most of my family is very young teenagers. My mom was 15. I just sometimes have to remember, like, I am breaking generational curses and I have come so far and I am so proud of me. My family don't talk about God, but I do. Like, I will. I will be that person who steps out and makes the change so that my kids can have a better life. So I want you guys to get your own vision, and I want you to start casting it. Kenzie sent me a video today, just kind of reiterating that alone. But it is so important that a leader literally just expresses their gratitude for what they have and where they're going. I want all of us talking about where we're going, not where we've been, not who's not working, right? Y'all know that. That's not, y'all don't even need to, I don't even need to say that, right? We don't need to talk about where we've been or who's not working. We don't need to talk about that. We literally don't even need to speak a word, but let's talk about where we're headed. Let's talk about the future ahead of us. What Christmas this year is going to look like. What is that going to look like for you? Because what's so crazy is that I'm an analogy person too. So I was real quick and then, yep, you can. So what's crazy is that we can change our circumstances like right now. So my sister, now I'm not gonna give you the whole story, but I did tell Kenzie about this. Yes, I did. Okay, so my sister got kicked out of her rehab that she's been in for only like a week. And before my toxic sister could get to her, who I know she's much older than me, but I knew she was gonna just babble on about the bullshit and the rehab sucks and they ain't nothing but hoes. That's just what my sister's like, right? And my little sister, who's 21, is going through a lot of life right now, being clean. Okay, so I got a hold of her before my other sister could, and I said, listen, you're still worthy, you're still enough. You can still do this. God is still with you. I just want you to remember that before you get in touch with someone very toxic, because you're going to. And I can't stop that. And we can't stop that. But you get to choose how you react to it. So I'm not kidding. I had my Aunt Sherry connect me on the phone to Monica real quick before she could get to my other sister. And I was just like, you are still enough. You are still worthy. God is still with you. I know it doesn't seem like it. You guys, that's your business. Okay. You might not feel good. My sister didn't feel good getting kicked out. In fact, she talked about, she said multiple times, I want to die. And I'm like, no, you don't. This is just a really hard spot. This is just really hard. Just because things are hard doesn't mean you give up. That's not what it means. It means that the devil is just trying really hard. And, you know, when you're clean and sober and like completely, I mean, a year from now, you're going to look back at this and say, I'm so happy I overcame. I'm so happy that I didn't let the negativity and that those people at that rehab stop me from doing what I know is best for me and my child and my future. Don't get distracted. It's important that you don't get distracted. I know that's a very exaggerated example, but don't get distracted. You're going to have people in your family go, oh, you know, what you do is stupid and it doesn't work and you're dumb and everything's dumb. That's my older sister analogy. Okay. Ignore it. It's none of your business. Their opinion of you is none of your business. What you want, you can have starting tomorrow. You create your future every day. And I am an analogy person too, like Kenzie. So the last thing I'm going to say is I give myself these constant ahas when I'm talking to people. It's like when I'm talking to people, God is like, hey, I'm also talking to you too. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I was with like that guy who started his own business. I'm like, God has so much more in store for you. And I'm like, Kim, you too. So I was with Derek the other day, personally training, and I was like, bro, I'm sore. Like I'm literally like, I can't move my arms. I'm like, I can feel that I'm getting stronger. Like I can feel it, obviously, right? But like if you look at my arms right now, you're not like Kim, you're not ripped. No, I'm not, but I can feel it and it's on its way. Like it's on this here is going to be here. Okay. It's on its way. I can feel it. I can physically feel it. That's your business. Like you can't exactly see it, but man, I still put in the work. I still go every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And I'm not exactly where I want to be yet, but I know that because I'm doing that, I'm going to see my best results soon. And the way that it feels is even better. I can feel it right now. Working out is a good feeling for me, and I can physically feel the soreness. Okay. But I know that if I keep going like I have been, maybe I'm not seeing the results tomorrow, but I am going to see them very soon. I already am seeing them, but I'm going to see the best is yet to come. The best is yet to come because I'm being consistent in working out, even when I don't feel like it. It doesn't mean that tomorrow I'm going to wake up with a six pack. It means that someday I might, I might. And honestly, that's not the goal, but I want to feel and look my absolute best. That's your business. You have to go in every day, even though tomorrow you're not going to be the triple diamond that you said you want to be. It's not going to happen tomorrow, but it is going to happen, but it will not. It's an absolute guarantee that it will not if you do nothing. That is a guarantee. That is actually a guarantee. I can promise you that. That's the only promise I can make you is that you won't be where you want to be this year if you do nothing. So like Kenzie said, do what you can with what you have right now because it's better than nothing. Sometimes I look at my KPI list and I'm like, honestly, Kim, if you could just get up some post and like distributor messages, Kim, I'll be really proud of you. Like, I'll be really proud of you. That's something with all the chaos you have going on today. That's better than nothing. That's doing more than most people, right? You have to give yourself grace. I can't wrap my head around, today I was doing boudoir photo makeup. And do you know how many women come in and cut on themselves before anything ever happens? Do you know what I say every single time? And you can ask anybody who's ever with me. I go, we don't do that. We don't do that. Stop. That's nasty. That's nasty. Give yourself grace. Stop cutting on yourself before you even put on the freaking outfit. No one's looking at you. No one cares what you look like. No one cares. We're here to empower and encourage you, right? Like, stop worrying about other people. I physically, like I mentally cannot wrap my head around why people cut themselves down before they try to lift themselves up. Why do those girls walk in and tell me they're fat before they go in front of the camera? No, you're not. And stop. What is that? What is the point? And so stop with your business, stop. Like we stop. I tell them, I'm like, we don't do that. I will not indulge with you. No, we don't do that. Like you're beautiful, she's beautiful, I'm beautiful, we're all beautiful. We don't do that. So business wise, like stop cutting yourself down before you go up. The only way up is to just be encouraging. I said to my mom, I'm like, if you ain't nothing but encouraging, uplifting, optimistic, and talking about God, it don't belong in the conversation with Monica. Not tonight. So keep it focused. Stay focused on what you want, why you want it, and what's going to stop you. So you can cut those things out. You can cut those people out sooner than later. So Kenzie, yes, wrap us up with that analogy, and then I don't have anything else to say, so I'm going to mute for good, and then we can all hop on the family call that's happening in like 10 minutes. But yes, Kenzie, so close us out. I am excited.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna mute for good. You guys, I don't even know. Like, I love how Kim was like, I have ahas when I'm talking to other people, and God's like, hey, Kim, I'm talking to you too. I feel like that's how it is every time Kim and I are boxing back and forth, like 15, 30-minute boxes to each other. And that is no lie. Okay. However, moving on, I have two analogies. Some of my team have heard this. Some of them need to hear it again. Some of you guys need to hear this for the first time. And if nothing else, if none of even what we say even applies to you guys, and you're like, I'm not even really in like a fearful place, just take this as a Zoom of just light, love, and life just pouring into you on a Sunday night. Okay. So one of these things, like when taking it back to fear. Okay. I have three things to say. So taking it back to the fear thing. Okay. And not being afraid to like move forward and letting your fears run you instead of using faith. Okay. So I watched a movie. Some of y'all may even have watched it, right? It's Bad Boys for Life. Okay. Some of you are going to be like, what in the hell could you even be saying? Okay. So if you guys have seen this movie, I've seen it tons of times, and like or not tons of times, maybe like 3 times. But like they're sitting on the bleachers. Will Smith's boss, okay, the captain or whatever, is like talking to Mike about blah, blah, blah. Okay. And I don't even know exactly how it goes, but you guys are going to get what I'm saying, where they even start off at. I just remember this piece. Okay. And he's talking about, there's this guy on this horse, and the guy on the horse is literally just like, he doesn't have a hold of the reins, and he's just riding the horse, and it's just running all over the place, like running into things, like just running all over the place, bucking all over the place. Like, and somebody goes, where are you going? And the guy screamed, I don't know. Ask the horse. Okay. And he's like, your horse is your life. Okay. Or you're like, it's like your life. Like, and the horse represents all of your traumas, all of your doubts, all of your unworthiness, all of your insecurities, all of your stress. Okay. Like, and instead of grabbing a hold of the reins and taking control of where you need to go, like the horse is controlling where the guy is going, instead of him taking the reins and controlling the horse and telling where the hell to take it, right? And so like that's how that represents us, right? So it's literally time for us to take the reins and tell these doubts, traumas, fears, stress, and all that other BS where to go. Like, we take control now. Okay. Although we have to be with you, although you have to be with us on our way to where we're going, I'm going to take the reins. I'm going to point us and tell us where to go. You're not going to tell me where to go. And so that's you taking the reins and using faith to get you there. Okay. So that's the first one. So to relate that. All right. And the second one is I heard Cheyenne Knox talk about this on a Zoom one time, and she was talking about how, like, how they like race greyhound dogs. Okay. Like they race like greyhound dogs. It's just like, like horses at the track, the thing, the gun or whatever goes off, and then they're like, boom, down the track. Right. Well, how they get these dogs to race and continue to race the entire race and only go where they're supposed to go is because they chase like this fake bunny. And then at like one major race or whatever, like the thing went off, and then the race started, but the bunny was broken. So there was literally nothing for the bunny or for the dogs to chase. So what happened? The dogs literally freaking scrambled everywhere. They did not know what to do. They started jumping in the crowd. They started running into each other. They started fighting. They started doing this, that, and the other. They started doing like nothing, right? They weren't running towards where they were going. And why? Because they didn't have a vision. They didn't have a thing that they knew that they were going towards. And so, like Kim was talking about, like having your vision set and know what you want, why you want it, and what you're going for. Okay, that is so important. Know where you're going and just make the choice that you're not going to allow the fear to control you and steer you where you want to go. You're going to grab the reins of that dang freaking horse, and you're going to take control, and you're going to tell it where to go, and you're going to get to where you are going on purpose. That's where you're going. And tomorrow, like Kim said, she was like, oh, you're not going to wake up and be triple diamond tomorrow. No. And so sometimes that's frustrating, right? Tonight we make the decision. I'm not allowing my fear to take me this place and that place and distract me and hold me back and hold me down. I'm not going to allow that anymore. I made a choice to put my energy into faith. I made a choice to put my energy into the things that I know that work and that are going to serve me, and that be surrounded by people that, you know, love and care about me and push me towards my goals and all of this stuff. And I made a choice that I'm going to do my hustle post every day. I made a choice that I'm going to do my, you know, KPIs, and I'm going to do this. I made a choice. And then tomorrow comes and you aren't freaking triple diamond yet. That's frustrating, right? But we just have to continue to make that choice every single day, because I can guarantee you, if you don't continue to choose it, you will continue to stay where you are. You will continue to allow those traumas, the unworthiness, the doubts, the insecurities to keep you where you're at and pull you even backwards. You're not even going to stay where you are. You're going to go backwards, right? The only way to coast is down, right? Literally, like, oh, sorry, Kim just texted me. Okay, so anyways, so can you tell we all love analogies? Yes, we do. Yes, we do, Kim. So I encourage you guys, make the choice tonight. Make the choice tomorrow. Make it on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and next Sunday when we all come and meet again on Team Zoom. Okay? Continue to make it. Continue to put your energy in where you want to go. Continue to put your energy in letting other people know where you want to go. Okay? Just like when we post out on Facebook and we're trying to share where we want to go, all the way from the day that we started until now, wherever you're at in your business, we all start at start. But at the end of the day, we're all just talking about where we're going, right? We're all just talking about where we're going, and you have to know where that is for you. And that place has to be bigger than whatever fear that you are going to not let hold you back, right? It's got to be bigger. It is bigger. Your faith is bigger. You have more control than you think you do. Okay. Just like Kim said, like we ain't going to do none of that, right? Like we're not doing none of that, all that negative stuff, all that like fear allowing to control you. It's going to be a daily thing. I don't want you guys to, I know that you guys know this. I know that you know this, but I want to remind you that it is going to be a daily thing. A daily thing. Every single day, you're going to have to make that choice to not give into fear and put it into faith. Every single day, you're going to have to do that. Even on the days where it feels like you should be somewhere by now, make that choice. Faith, 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 belief, confidence, doing the hard things, because you can do hard things. You know what I did for myself yesterday? I made like several signs, new ones. If you guys know anything about me, I have like affirmations and signs and quotes and all this stuff all over my house, literally my bathroom, my kitchen, different parts of my kitchen, in my bedroom. Like I'm all over the place. People probably think I'm weird. I don't care. But I made new ones that I needed, that I personally needed. And what they say, number one, or one of them says, you can do hard things. Because I'm reminding myself that I know that it's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy, but I'm reminding myself that I can do hard things. Okay? You can do hard things. And then I put several of them up that are the same, and they say, I'm like forgetting what they say. It says stay focused, right? Because we need to stay focused on where we're going. We need to stay focused. And then I put right below that, it says make the shift. So meaning like I'm going to stay focused on what I want, and I'm making the shift, meaning I'm choosing faith, not fear. I'm choosing to put my energy into the faith, not the fear. So I'm making the shift, staying focused on what I want and where I'm going. I'm making the shift, my energy, my thoughts, my feelings, whatever. And then it says, make the move, meaning get my ass out there and do it. Do what needs to be done. Stay focused, make the shift, make the move. And that's where I will leave us tonight. We're at like 9:57 exactly. I don't know what corporate's going to have available for us tonight. It's always something good. I don't know who's going to be on Mark Pentecost Facebook page, you guys. 10 p.m., which is in a couple minutes. I just got the notification on my phone. Thank you so much for showing up tonight. Thank you so much for showing up for you. Thank you so much for showing up for your family and for your team that's here, and for your team that's not here, and for your team that's about to be here with you. Okay? You can have an amazing week. You can have an amazing business. You can have an amazing life. Choose faith over fear. Okay? I love you guys. See you guys next week, maybe. I don't know if we'll do it together, but I appreciate you. Have a good night, guys.